Good morning. It is actually June 5, 2016, and it's a Sunday. I actually came home about an hour ago. Yes, I do work at night, 8 o'clock in the evening until 5 o'clock in the morning, Manila. And it was a bit tiring for me. I haven't had, a really decent sleep the other day, so I was really feeling a bit woozy and all that. But everything was, pretty much okay, relaxed still. And I know this recording is a bit random and pretty much like an audio diary. And the topic is particularly about my dad's 10th year death anniversary, because I'm really, really close to my late father. Yesterday was actually his death anniversary. That was June 4. And I remember when I was, still doing blogging at ameba.jp or ameblog, I would usually post just to pay as a sign of respect or just to remember the guy. Really, I would always post something about him every time June 4 arrives, or every time it's his birthday. And for a couple of years now, or for 3 years, I guess, or 2 years, I haven't done that ever since I actually moved to a different role at Dell. So I wasn't really, that much giving some time in blogging in general. And but I used to do that. I would really, really try to write something about my father just to remember him and, show the people, readers of my blog about, my relationship with my father and the things that I've learned from him. And everybody who actually, is listening right now to my audio diary and who are also the people that I've met back in Ameblog would definitely understand this, right? So, yeah, and I decided right now I'm just going to try to talk about it a little more and just to reminisce again and share, my experience with my late father, who's been, the most amazing dad for me, really, and amazing person, the best friend that I've ever had. Normally I would actually cry really right afterwards. I would really feel sad about it because I'm a daddy's little girl, and I can't believe it. Honestly, it's been 10 years. Honestly, it still feels like yesterday. I can't believe it's been 10 years already. I'm pretty sure, even my dad right now wouldn't want me trying to go back to the pain that I felt. Of course, I mean, who would like that, right? But it was, it was really, really something that until now, like, I can't believe that 10 years has already passed. And it is true that when you lost a loved one, the pain never goes away. Yes, time would heal it. Definitely, there's healing and all that. But definitely, the pain is still there. The longingness, the feeling of, like you wanted to be with that person if only, could be given a chance to, again, talk to that person one last time again and try to hold the person and hug the person. Of course, it's always there because, especially in my case, I lost a father, who's been very, very close to me and all that. He's not just my father, but he's definitely my best friend, really. My teacher, my mentor. He taught me and my siblings a lot of great things. Of course, like any other father out there, of course, nobody's perfect, of course. But I would have to say I owe everything I've learned from my father about, really deep stuff, deep things. And one of the things that I've learned from him is how, I'm still learning. Actually, I haven't learned it yet, but about the law of attraction. Even before The Secret came out, even before, Rhonda Byrne's The Secret and all of that came out, as a kid, I already experienced, teachings from my dad telling all of us about the law of attraction. And that to always think positive, like attracts like. He would always tell me that it takes really 11 positives to beat just one negative, things like that. He knows it's really challenging, but it's not impossible. He's one of the optimistic person I've ever met, and he's really an honorable man for me. Really an honorable man. And I am so, so blessed to have a father like him, I tell you. So anyway, yesterday, there were only 3 of us who celebrated his death anniversary together. My sister and my mom and I, because my brothers, of course, they did try to pay their own respects for our late father, but they're actually living far off. My 2 brothers are living in the province with their own family, of course, and the eldest brother was actually staying right now for work for a month at Chicago, USA. So it's, he's been staying there for like two weeks and a half. He'll probably be back after a few more weeks, a couple of more weeks, and so it's a good thing we have Viber. We get in touch with each other, remembering everything about, it's Dad's 10th anniversary, death anniversary. I just wanted to share this because I'm pretty sure that maybe not all people, but some people would, agree and would actually relate to the fact that if you lost a loved one and then every time their death anniversary arrives, it is not impossible that you would begin to, feel. Of course, it's not that you're too happy about it. Of course, there's still that sort of like melancholic, that feeling of, like you miss the person, right? And unlike before, I would have to admit, I was like always crying, like always crying over it. But I've matured a little bit in terms of that because I'm really, very close to my dad. So every time his death anniversary or his birthday would arrive, we just try as much as possible to hold a mass for him and to light a candle for him. And that's what we do, really. It's actually a memorable day today as well, June 5, because just to give you a brief background, so this is like more of like a diary. It's random, I know. It's not about Scorpio. It's not all about those food that I'm posting or those whatever, those crazy, crappy videos that I'm posting out there. But, I just want to make it real, I don't want to make it so fake. It is what you see is what you get. Definitely. So anyway, this is just like a diary that I'd like to share to the entire world out there, who is actually listening to this audio recording, just to show you how much I actually honor and respect my father, my late father. And it was, again, going back, it was a memorable day. Even right now, it's June 5. It's a Sunday because when he passed away 2004, I actually didn't know that he already passed. June 5 of 2004, I was still in college at that time, and we were actually trying to finish some thesis. So we were working on some website. We're working on this bake shop website that we came about, and we were really busy, brainstorming, talking about it, and who would, take care of the programming, about the designs and all that. And we were one big group actually, and some of the, classmates were not part of our thesis group, but, they're helping around, and we're like, buddies, and, we're just hanging out at the same time. We stayed until 8 o'clock in the evening, and then after that, we decided to go home. My best friend, Joseph, he's a Scorpio. That's the guy I was, I keep on telling you, or I keep on mentioning in my audio recordings about Scorpio, because he's also Scorpio. Our birthday is just one day apart, He's definitely my best friend until now. He's a really good guy. He's very, very, one of the things I like about that guy, by the way, is because he really loves his parents so much. He cares about his family so much. He's family oriented, definitely. And so he would actually always come with me whenever I go home. So it's like he would always take me home, and there's no malice in there. At that time, I didn't know that he also had feelings for me at that time, because we're really buddies, like brothers and sisters. So, he took me home as usual right after school, because it was already evening, around 8:30 in the evening. And then when I got home, my brother, second to the eldest, actually rushed towards the gate, and he told me he broke the bad news. And my best friend just turned away. That's all I can remember. He was really he was so shocked. I myself, I couldn't remember anything else afterwards. I was so crazy. I became crazy, because my dad was really, until now, he's my life. Definitely my life, and I was so freaking, I don't know, out of my mind, really. I couldn't really remember anything. All I could remember was just, I was shouting, I was crying, I ran up to my mom's room, and I was, like a crazy, and, it's hard. It was really hard, but for some reason, the grieving part, I was expecting it's going to be really that long. It would be so hard. That's exactly why my brothers, my brother, the eldest brother, and my sister, who's like a mom to me at the same time, was so careful in breaking out the sad news or the terrible news to me, because they know how close I am to my father. So they are afraid of what I might do to myself, basically what I'm going to do, if I find out about it, It was really a hard decision for them to make, and I could really feel until now, the responsibility that they had to, take as elder brothers or sister, to break that sad news, that terrible news. And, it was really, really terrible, I tell you. And it's pretty weird, I know, because the day before my father actually died, because I didn't know that he already passed away since June 4, I was informed the day after, which was June 5. That's why today is a very, very memorable day for me. I didn't know, really, that he already passed away a day before. But the day before he actually died, because he actually died June 4 around 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, around 12 o'clock noon of June 4, I actually had a dream about him. I did. And so I know a lot of people wouldn't really believe in the subject of paranormal, in the subject of spirits being able to talk to you before they pass on, or trying to visit you or whatever. But in my case, I would personally believe that, because I have experienced it as well. And I know there was really a message there. And I only realized that afterwards, right? So, I didn't know all about that. And it really made a lot of sense why I actually had a dream about my father, because he's already saying his, goodbye. And I didn't get the chance really to see him, because my father didn't want me to see him. And that's, I know, weird, because he actually doesn't want us to see him, how sick he became from really healthy one and, to a really sickly looking man. He always wanted us to remember him the way we did, when we used to. So for some reason we weren't able to. His body was actually cremated, by the way. So I wasn't able, or I wasn't given a chance really to see him, really, even in the morgue. There was only one person in the family was able to see him, and that was my sister. Okay. But anyway, that's true. I had a dream about him. It was, it felt so real. I was talking to him. He was really handing out this really white sheet of paper, asking me to apply for something. I really didn't know what he meant by apply. It only made sense after, when I found out he already passed on, and was just fixing, I'm about to take a 1 week or 2 week leave, a bereavement leave, and, I was given this, excuse me, this really white sheet of paper at school, and it says there, application for graduation. And I didn't know that was a sign from my father, because he always wanted me to, to finish my studies and to become very successful. So I was like, I took that as a message or as a sign, and when I actually got that paper at school, I was like, oh my God, maybe this is, the message that my father was trying to tell me on that dream before he passed on, hours before he passed on. So it was really difficult, I tell you. And, I know I'm looking back to the sad memory, but I know as well that my father doesn't want me to remember all those bad stuffs, because he always tells me when he was still alive that, I don't want you to be sad when I'm gone. I don't want you to always be depressed and all that, because it's going to make my soul even, it's going to make it harder for me and all that. And he would always tell me to just remember the good times and the things that we've shared together as a family. He doesn't want to, he's a very optimistic guy, like what I told you earlier. So there. But now, it's okay, I guess, just to reminisce a little bit and to talk about it, because I just wanted to share to you, this special day. It is a special day for me, because I wanted to pay honor and respect to the man that I really, really adore and really, really look up to. I've learned a lot of great things about this man, and I would really want to be able to also make a dent in the universe, just like what he did. I mean, he's not really rich. He's a simple man, but I know he was able to help a lot of good people out there. Really, even the unfortunate people. And that served as an inspiration for me. He's really, also the type of man who's into, who believes in the power of our minds, really. He used to attend a lot of seminars about science of the mind, things like that. He likes or he adores Edgar Casey, the psychics and, supernatural. I know it's kind of odd, but, other people will not have an open mind about it, but my dad does. So he would always, talk about, that people or humans are only using 10% of their mind. So, he's very open-minded. He wanted, us to be able to think outside of the box as much as possible, and to limit ourselves from what we can do, or what the government, the society is trying to limit us from doing, because there's so many things they can do. And there are so many things he actually taught us, honestly. And I would just have to say that I'm just really, really happy and honored to be his daughter. And again, I would wish that, I would be able to help, people as well the way he did when he was still living. And there you go. By the way, my father is actually a big fan of Frank Sinatra. When he actually stayed in the United States, he stayed there for like almost, a year, I guess. He actually, he stayed there for a year because he had to fix something, and he also did some work, part-time job there when he was staying in the United States. And I remember he was really, really giddy with happiness because he was able to try to go to some places, especially try to go to, this really, I don't know where specifically, but he was actually standing beside Frank Sinatra's, I don't know if that was a statue or what. It wasn't a statue, but definitely it's like a place where you can actually sign, and you're one of the fans of Old Blue Eyes, because he's really definitely a big fan of Frank Sinatra. So, and my dad is very talented at the same time. He plays the piano. He plays a lot of musical instruments, which explains as well why I'm into, or the whole family is into music. A lot of my brothers, actually, most of my brothers were actually playing music instruments as well, and has been in a band as well. And we love singing and all that. We got that from our father, definitely. And, definitely one of the best men I've ever met, honestly. I know they say, there is a saying, that you shouldn't compare your future husband to your father, especially if you're a daddy's little girl. That's going to be a problem, really, if you're going to compare it. I've read that once, but, I would be very, very honest. Like, when I was a kid, I would always, always wish that the man for me is almost like my father, except for the philandering part. There you go. Sorry, Dad. Okay. Yeah, I know. He's a chick magnet, really. Probably because of his personality and how he talks and the confidence and all that. His positivity, which attracts a lot of, people and even women. There you go. Anyway, see, I don't want to make it too depressing because, normally I would really feel sad about it. But it's true that my dad and I are very close. We're really, really close. And, we're really like best friends. And I still have all of his letters. He's the sweetest dad. He's the sweetest man I've ever met, I tell you. Because when I was growing up, I don't get to see him all the time because he was being, traveling from one province to another. He's actually a lawyer, government lawyer. So, he works for BIR, ITR, right? Or IRS. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? Income tax refund. Oh my God. IRS. There you go. So he's working for the government and, he's been, going to different places. I was actually born in a province in the Philippines because he was really, being deployed to different, cities or provinces. So I didn't get that much chance. Like every day I could see him face to face, but he would always write me letters, especially when he was in the United States. He actually wrote me some love letters, I tell you. Love letters. And he would actually send me Valentine cards. He was that sweet. Definitely the sweetest man I've ever met. And he would never forget my birthday. Everything, because sometimes their parents would, there's a tendency that their dad could forget about it, but he was that sweet. Anyway, that's why this day is very memorable for me, and I've decided to just, do an audio recording about it. It's random, I know, but this is a very special day for me. That's why the title of this audio diary is going to be 10 years, okay? 10 years, and I tell you, it still feels like yesterday. I guess, you would understand if you're actually, in the same boat that I am, especially if you lost a loved one, a really, really close person to you, and you've lost them for a decade or more, and you can understand that it's not like, it's like it just happened yesterday or 2 days ago, it's always going to be there. It's always going to be painful. I don't believe in the crap that they say that the pain will go away. No, it won't. It depends, really. Yeah, the pain, there's definitely it wouldn't be as terrible the first time, but the pain is still there, But of course, the soul of our loved ones or the people who pass on wouldn't want us to feel so bad all the time. I have that really strong feeling about it. They would want us to go on and to accept the fact that they're actually still there, I know it's not the proper avenue to talk about this, and I know that I'm going to take a risk, really, talking about this. Just next thing that I'm going to say, because this is very controversial for a lot of people, especially for people who doesn't believe in life after death, or for people who doesn't believe in ghosts, or for people who doesn't believe in, spirits or other people in other dimensions out there, and about mediums, psychics. But my family, we have a lot of relatives and even brothers and sister who's actually a medium, but they don't do it for a living, but they can communicate, right? So I didn't have that much skill as them, but I'm pretty much more into the empathic or the intuitive type. But I certainly do believe that, yes, there is definitely, life after death. And I totally believe that the people who actually passed on, they're still there for you. You don't see them physically. You don't get to see them, face to face or what. They might drop by to your dreams or what. But it is true that, that they're still there for you. That they didn't really leave you behind. They're still there watching over you and guiding you. And, of course, I'm not forcing everyone to believe on that thing, but it is a fact for me because I could relate to it. But I'm not forcing anyone to believe on that because each of us has, we have our own opinions about something. We have our own beliefs, and it's a matter of respect. But personally, I do believe in that. So anyway, there you go. I know there are some stuffs that I've already posted in my other audio diaries about and blogs about psychics and mediums and clairvoyance. Even my father is into that. Ever since he was, a young man, and growing up, I was actually already, aware or informed about those stuffs. That's why I know a lot about, psychics, about Edgar Casey, about the works, about law of attraction, things like that. I was already pretty much aware of that because of the environment that, I was in. And that's true. So anyway, I know it's going to be a different subject already, but I did post something about mediums, about psychics. In fact, one of my bestest friends right now is actually, she's a psychic medium. And I learned a lot of, great things about the dimension out there, the spirit world out there. And that's going to be a pretty much a topic pretty soon because that's something really sensitive. I've already talked about astral projection, right? And it's true that some people can actually do it, really, really do it. You don't have to be a psychic to be able to do it, actually. That's a fact. But most of them who, turns into psychic or, medium. In fact, everybody's a psychic, actually. But not everyone could be a medium. So there's a difference between that. All human beings are psychics. It's just that we're not really harnessing it or polishing our abilities to be a psychic. But, mediumship or, being a medium is actually different. Not all people can be mediums, but everybody can be a psychic. There you go. Because we're talking about death, right? And it's the death anniversary of my father today. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it if you listen to the entire recording. I mean, this is just something I'd like to share to the entire world out there if you're listening. I mean, no fake things. I mean, what you see, what you hear is what you're gonna get, okay? Anyway, thank you for listening again. I will try to post other interesting stuff soon. And of course, some topics again about Scorpio, pretty soon. And again, I would like to greet my father. Happy 10th year death anniversary, because I know his soul is happy wherever he is right now. And again, I really, really am honored and blessed to have a father like him. Okay, guys. Thank you. I gotta go right now. Bye.